Yeah, Jason, so I know it would be rare, but tell me like about the parachute. How would it work?
All right, the parachute system. So we have this lever right up here. I've already pulled the pin out. So this is going to show us if I hit the nearest button, closest 3 airports, I could turn towards one of them. But if I don't think I'm going to make it and I've lost the engine, we'll just slow down to 140 knots or slower, and then we're going to throttle down. We're going to reduce the mixture, and we're going to pull the parachute. It's going to take 45 pounds of pressure on that lever. This is going to come out. There's going to be a little cable, and once we deploy it, a ballistic rocket is going to shoot it out the back of the roof of the airplane out the back, and we're going to float down at a maximum 19 miles an hour. We're going to hit the ground, and it has an incredible safety record. It's saved over 240 people. Nobody who is deployed it above 1,000 feet has ever been seriously injured or killed. So it works incredibly well.
Yep. So do you set up the autopilot before we take off?
Yes. I put the 120 knot climb is in, and initial climb to 3,000 feet. We're going to go to 9,500 after he gives us the clearance after we take off, and we've got it in heading mode, which means it's going to take us right down a runway heading until we set up the flight plan, which I'll put in right now. So we set up the flight plan on the ground. We're going to go Tallahassee. We're going to go to Winter Haven to make the turn because Biden is in Tampa and there's a restricted airspace. We got to go around, and then we make the turn to Miami. So the autopilot, I'm going to turn it on right as we're off the ground, and it's going to take us all the way to Miami.
Yeah, what you're doing is so safe. Most pilots don't do this, so this is awesome. Everybody should do it.
Tallahassee Tower, Cirrus 388 Charlie Echo, holding short runway 9, ready for takeoff.
Hey, Charlie Echo, turn right on course, runway 9, clear for takeoff, wind 004.
Turn right on course, clear for takeoff, runway 9, hey, Charlie Echo. Yeah, so he's going to let us, we've got the autopilot armed. I can put it in right into nav mode, and it'll turn us right after takeoff. We don't have to fly the runway heading. So
mine would do that too if I had that kind of autopilot.
Yeah. So we got the flaps at 50, mixture full rich, the boost pump's on, we're going to go full throttle. And right as we hit 73 knots, we're going to rotate, take off. And I'll tell you how quickly I turned the autopilot on. It's all armed. But I'll stop hand flying when we're right off the ground after the flaps are ejected. There's 73 knots. We rotate. Once I hit about 95 knots, I'm going to retract the flaps now and trim it up. And now I'm ready. I just put the autopilot on. And now it's flying on heading mode. I'm going to hit nav mode. And now it's going to turn us right on our trajectory. So it's flying now. It'll be on autopilot all the way until we're a couple of feet off the ground in Miami.
Hey, Charlie Echo, contact departure. Good day.
Contact departure, hey, Charlie Echo. Tallahassee departure, Cirrus 388 Charlie Echo, climbing through 1,000.
388 Charlie Echo, South Perch, good morning, radar contact, VFR climbs approved, proceed on course.
VFR climb approved, proceed on course, hey, Charlie Echo.
So Jason, on a day like today, how much fuel are we going to burn?
So, going to Miami, it's saying we're about 2 hours and 20 minutes with the slight headwind we've got. And once we're in cruise, we're going to be burning 13.7 gallons an hour. So, you know, we could have 4 people in here and go to Miami and back on right about $700 to $750 of fuel. So 13.7 gallons.
Hotel flighting 340, vectors for traffic.
340, vectors for traffic, 6206
That's for somebody else. Yeah, so yeah, the fuel burn, I mean, 13.7 gallons. My Sequoia SUV is going to burn 10 gallons in that period of time.
But add in the time. If 4 of us had to go last night, you got the hotel. I mean, this is way cheaper than going in the night before.
Right. That's where you really get the efficiency is, 4 people can go down, do a meeting, and come back home by dinner. We don't have to get 4 hotel rooms, so you just saved about $1,000.
That's
right there.
Charlie Delta turned 10
and
degrees.
The fuel burn was fine. We saved the time going through airport security. So now we're going to go ahead and climb to 9,500, which is what they approved. So we're going to keep it. We're going to put in the 9,500. I'm going to put in indicated airspeed of 120, and it's going to start to climb at that speed.
And Jason, you were talking about the time saving. Didn't factor in the domestic tranquility bonus points you get for showing back up the same day.
That is right. Our wives are happy when we get home without staying down in South Florida for 2 nights. So yeah, 2 hours and 20 minutes to Miami from Tallahassee direct versus the American Airlines direct flights, 1 hour and 10 minutes. So it takes about twice as long, but we're not going through airport security in Tallahassee. We're not going to deal with going through the Miami airport and coming back. We're not going to have to leave at their scheduled time. We're going to leave whenever we're ready to go home. So you save more than that 1 hour and 10 minutes. And we're going to sit here and we can talk because we're all on the avionics system.
06 Hotel, resume navigation.
And, you know, we'll typically, you know, I went down to South Florida preparing for an argument with 2 of my partners, and we talked for 2 hours about the case with our notebooks open because we're on autopilot with plenty of time to talk. That's much more efficient than on a commercial airliner where we're spread out around the cabin and can't even communicate. We can't get anything done other than what we're doing independently. So,
not to mention, looks like this pilot's not unionized, so he's probably going to go for work, actually.
That's right. And we have the open carry policy on the Federalist Express here.
Mandatory carry?
Yeah, mandatory, yeah.